Province columnist Michael Smyth spent the past few days talking to Liberal insiders to determine just how Justin Trudeau and his Liberal Party rose to power. He joins us over Skype to discuss what he's learned. Mike, what can you tell us?
Well, Darren, we just went through an amazing historic election here on Monday and incredible results right across Canada and, of course, right here in British Columbia. And Justin Trudeau's Liberals broke through here in BC in a big way, 17 seats when they had just two seats before the election. And one of the things I wanted to do in my Sunday column was write about this Liberal breakthrough here in BC. How did it happen? What are some of the backroom tactics that the Liberals employed? What are some of the sort of behind the scenes details of Trudeau's campaign stops here in British Columbia, of which there were many. He was here a lot. In fact, Trudeau started and ended his campaign right here in British Columbia, which shows you the value that he placed on these seats here in BC. And another thing I wanted to do in this feature as well is flash back to 1968 and the original Trudeau mania. So I've been working on that for the past few days too.
How would you compare Trudeau 2.0 to the original?
Well, you know, it's quite extraordinary. I had a really fascinating conversation with Jack Austin, who is a former BC senator, and he was there in 1968. He was a friend of Pierre Trudeau's. He briefly served as Trudeau's chief of staff, and Pierre Trudeau appointed him to the Senate of Canada. So he had a front row seat for the whole Trudeau mania phenomenon. And I'll tell you, it's fascinating to talk to him about what he saw as the similarities and also the differences between father and son. And because they both made history. If you go back to 1968 and that whole Trudeau mania thing, the Liberals broke through in BC. At that time, they won 16 seats. And that's a number that was only eclipsed a few days ago by Pierre Trudeau's son when he won 17 seats here in BC. So this whole Trudeau phenomenon, this Trudeau dynasty we kind of sort of have now in our history, British Columbia was really a big part of that. And I'll just finish off, Darren, by just giving you a little cabinet prediction here, because there are a lot of very talented new Liberal MPs who have been elected from British Columbia. And one of the first things that Justin Trudeau has to do is he has to select a cabinet, and he's got to look across the country. And you can bet there are going to be several people from BC who are going to make that cut into that cabinet. We may see 3, possibly 4 British Columbia cabinet ministers. And I would say the person to keep an eye on the most is Jody Wilson-Raybould, Vancouver Granville. And if Las Vegas had a betting line on this, I would put cash money on her to be in the cabinet of Justin Trudeau. We will see. And check out my column. I got a few more predictions in there right now, but I'll give you that one for now.